4 seasons in here at Marseille. This is meant to be getting easier, right? Welcome along to part 28 with me, the Gobby Gaffer, managing Marseille. And well, as I said in the intro, I thought this was meant to be getting easier. I thought as these wonder kids got, years under the belt, then we would become like a 4.5, 5-star team. Actually, I mean, it's not going disastrously wrong, but it could be better. We are conceding 1 or 2 goals, which we weren't last season. Havre, you saw that on camera. That was a 1-0 loss. I was a bit perplexed about that. Not happy at all. Home game against Lorient, 2-1 win. Toulouse, 4-0 win. So I thought, okay, we're back on track. But no. Away game at Lyon shouldn't have been a problem for us. Actually got beat 2-0 in that one. We were 2-0 down, I think, in the first 10 minutes, and we never recovered. And a really awful performance. Home game against Monaco, 2-1 win in that one. And it would appear in this new Champions League format that you can actually play teams from your own country, unlike the old format. So we played Nice and it was away from home, a 2-1 win, so lifted my spirits a little bit, and then we played Bordeaux away and that should have been 3 or 4-0 and a very narrow 1-0 win in that one. And the performances I'm seeing on the pitch, I'm not really inspired by at the moment. Last season in the league, we were unbeatable. We just played some lovely football. Champions League, we got through to the semis, but it was a tight squeeze in some games. Anyway, today we do have a Champions League game. Apoel Nicosia, and then, back into the league again for another game against Nice. And if you remember last season, Nice ran everybody a very close third and did very, very well. And they started this season well. In fact, the Champions League game at their place, a 2-1 win, was a very good result. But we do have to play them now in the league. It is at home, so we've got 2 home games today. I'd like to get 2 wins today. If that could be arranged, please and thank you. Well, that would be amazing. One last piece of transfer business before the window closed, and it was 15 million for a 19-year-old Kari Svensson, 6'6", deep lying forward. We do need a little bit of we do need to talk about the centre forward position. Amior, I mean, I could be wrong in this one, but I don't know whether he's maybe done for us. I'm not sure. It's maybe a little bit early and maybe a bit of a drastic statement that. But this season, his star rating has dropped now, and he's actually only like a 3-star striker, which in the Champions League, he's not going to do as much good, and he's not really scoring goals. And we got the dreaded message in the inbox. He actually scored his first goal of the season. I'm not sure whether it was in the last game or the one before. No, it can't have been the last game. Did we get beat? I can't remember now. But one of the last games that he played, he did actually score his first goal of the season. And we got that dreaded inbox message saying Amior breaks his goal drought for the season. And that message is never good. When you get that kind of message in the inbox that, you're very worried about, well, they're very worried about a player because he's not scoring goals and, his goals have dried up. That's the sign, I think, generally, that a player is not on form and maybe is losing a little bit of his star rating. So we are going to try something different today. I've not tried this before, but we are going to try something different. But anyway, 19-year-old Kari Svensson. He's not going to be a starter for us, but he's only 19, and he's doubled his transfer value. Although, to be fair, if you take the 50% discount off that transfer value, then he's probably worth less now than he was, when I bought him. But that's Football Manager for you, isn't it? And of course, we're playing with a smile on our face these days. Okay, nothing more to be said, and you're right up to date. We've got 2 games to play now. First one is Apoel Nicosia in the Champions League. We need 3 points out of that one, and then we have the home game against Nice, and another 3 points out of that one would be very nice. A 6-point episode today would leave me with a happy, smiling face. Let's get into it, shall we? Okay, more or less the same formation, but we do have changing personnel up front. So it's Restes in goal, back 4 of Merlin, Silla, Sangante in home, midfield 3 of De Leon, Marseille and Moran. So 3 fairly young players in midfield. Today we're going to try De Silva and Juan as shadow strikers, and Profundi is going to play a very, very fancy false 9. So he's going to basically, maybe sit a little bit deeper and just potter around in the pockets, and De Silva and Juan are going to run past him and hopefully score a lot of goals for me. And well, if Profundi got 1 or 2, that would be very nice as well. It's the first time I've played this. Like I say, I think I have got problems with Amayor. I hope I'm proved wrong. I really do. I hope when I bring him back in, he starts banging the goals in again. But there are just 1 or 2 little indications, and having played Football Manager for many, many years, you do have to read between the lines, and when you're experienced, you can read those little signs. And I don't know whether Amayor is declining now. He shouldn't be. He's an England under-21 player. He's 21 years old, 22 I think. So basically he should be on the up. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but we do have to react to it, because if you don't react to what the game is throwing at you, then potentially you could be in trouble. Let's get stuck into this game, and let's hope this formation works. Immediately. That would be very nice. So we are underway, and we do get a highlight. Profundi's going to take this corner. Just a minute on the clock. Can somebody head that into the back of the net? No, they can't. It's a very, very young team, this, and I don't know whether that is potentially what is causing some of our problems. Marseille with a shot there that hits the back of somebody's, I don't know what it hit the back of, but it didn't go in the net. So, okay, Apoel now with the ball, and they're going to try and mount an attack of their own. Well, yeah, it's a very young side, this, and, we do have a lot of wonder kids in there, who I think will come good. I am seeing some signs at the moment. Oh, and Profundi there has nicked the ball. A bit of a stray pass. Can he put it in the back of the net? And I'm not quite sure what the game is trying to tell me there, because Profundi is meant to be like an up-and-coming Ballon d'Or winner. And that was pretty shocking. We have had 2 shots, 1 on target, XG of 0.68 now. We are battering Apoel here, but just not putting the ball in the back of the net. Marseille heads the ball out to De Leon. De Silva fires the ball into the back of the net, and that is a beautiful strike from De Silva. We've not really had an awful lot of time in the game to have a look at this formation and see how it's working, or whether it's working even. But very, very nice. Profundi with the corner, and Marseille heads it. De Silva just picks that up left-footed and bends it into the top corner. And that's what you get from a wonder kid, or it's what you should get from a wonder kid. 16 minutes. Sangante now at the back. I mean, again, you do have to look at some of the things that I've done. I've signed a brand new centre-back. He is meant to be very, very good. 4-star player, came from Arsenal. Looks absolutely world class, but him and Silla have got to strike up a partnership, and at the moment maybe that's causing us a little bit of a problem as well. I mean, we're not losing too many, but as all top teams around Europe know, that when you get into that position of being a top team, you can't really afford to lose games, because it's always very, very, very tight up at the top. And you lose a game and you lose ground instantly, as we found today. I am aware, I'm not showing you the league table. We're about 4th or 5th this season, which is a little bit of an odd position to be in for me. I'm not really very used to it. So anyway, Wan now in his shadow striker role. Profundi there was hanging back, so it is working. Oh, it is working. You can see that he was hanging back. Going to let these shadow strikers run past him. Can we put that in the back of the net? I think that is going to be given as a penalty. And he's pointed immediately. I don't think it's going to go to VAR. It is going to VAR. Mind you, to be fair, most penalty decisions do go to VAR, don't they? Are we going to give it to Profundi? I've given it to him before and he's missed, and he's not been great today. But come on, Profundi. You know, maybe this will set you off and running in the season. Just stick this between the two white sticks, which he has done. We're 2-0 ahead, and potentially this could be our second win in the Champions League and get us off and running. I'm aware I've not shown you the teams that we're playing. I don't know where my head is today. We'll sort all that out between games. So once again, seconds before the half-time whistle goes, and we get a highlight. Fortunately, we've got the ball. So maybe this will be the third goal. I don't know. Wan now running forward, and he gets into the penalty area. He's going to have to slide that now. Moran, it's in the back of the net. It is a goal for us. So once again, Football Manager, seconds before the half-time whistle, there's a highlight. Fortunately, this time, it works for us. And, well, we go into the half-time whistle 3-0 ahead. And, of course, we're absolutely delighted with that. Fundy now slings the ball into the box. The ball's in the back of the net again. Oh, is this the linesman's flag up? The referee's certainly having a look at this one. I don't know whether that will be awarded or whether it'll be disallowed. It's disallowed. So, as you were, 3-0. But that's a little bit of a shame. I think that was MARSEILLE then who got that in the back of the net. Ooh, marginally offside. So we're making short work of this game, I feel. 3-0 ahead. We will make some changes very shortly because we have got that really important game against Nice coming up. Sliding the ball out to Home on that side there. Home virtually playing as a winger. And the ball is chipped into the box, but very, very easy for the keeper. Big hoof out from the keeper. And their forward takes that ball very, very nicely. So this is the first, more or less the first highlight that they've had. But a lovely little cushioned header there from De Leon out of the penalty area. Sets us up on a counter-attack. You've got a runner left here. You're not going to go for that one, are you? This time maybe. Yes, they found Merlin eventually. He's into the penalty area. He slides the ball across. De Silva, it's in the back of the net. And that was as nice a counter-attack as you will ever see. De Leon in the penalty area. Just a little cushioned header out to, I'm not quite sure who it was, but he found a white shirt with it. And a swift counter-attack. Bump, bump, bump in the back of the net. And De Silva there. Absolutely beautiful. 60 minutes on the clock and 4-0 up. I can make some early changes now. So, yeah, it's the normal Gobby Gaffer wing-back rotation. Mustafic and Alcalde have come on there. And the two midfield players have been changed. Baidu and Eze coming on. So Moran picks the ball up in midfield. Merlin there touches the ball. That was a poor touch, but De Silva does pick up the scraps and fires it wide. I can't complain. We have had a couple of wild shots today, but we are winning 4-0, so no complaints from me, really. Applewell with the ball now along their back line. Play it into midfield. Ball through there. Comey is through on goal, and Restes does his usual octopus routine. And he just, I don't know, he's a strange goalkeeper. You never see him make a classic goalkeeper save. He always he spreads himself wide for virtually every shot. And something will hit his legs or hit his arms. And he is a very strange goalkeeper. But he has a very good record with us and keeps a lot of clean sheets. 5-0 anybody? Baidu. Sliding the ball forward. De Silva. Lovely ball forward to Profundi. Great. Oh, now that is classic false nine play, isn't it? And you know, I was going to change it. I was going to move Profundi forward on that recent kind of, you know, bringing the subs on. I thought, sure, we're making out, but you have to be aware that these players, they're young, you give them a new instruction and say, look, you're going to play as a false nine and you two young lads are going to run past him. It will take them time to get the hang of it. So, as you can see there, an XG of 3.67, and we've done very, very well in this game, and I think that goal indicated how well maybe this system will work. Famous last words. We'll probably get beat by Nice 6-0 now. I shouldn't really have spoken, should I? But that is a very, very nice win. 5-0 against Apoel Nicosia. And, well, we move on to the next game. And while I'm at it, I must show you who the other teams that we've got to play. And there are some difficult ones in there. Okay, quick look then. So we've got Bayer Leverkusen. That's coming up in a few games' time. We've got Liverpool, who did beat us in that pre-season friendly, and it is at their place. Real San Sebastian. Who else have we got? Salzburg in there, and we've got Newcastle. And I think the last game is AC Milan. So some winnable games in there, but some very tough games as well. Remember last season we had Arsenal, and I thought that was going to be a very tough game. As it turned out, Arsenal weren't doing that well in the Premier League last season, and I think we did actually beat them. So you can never tell. The Newcastle game at their place should be very difficult, but we may get a result. And a little look at the league table, very unfamiliar. Yes, we're down in 5th place. We're 4 points off the pace. I mean, well, let's have a look who's top. Oh, surprise, surprise. PSG are top, 7 games played, 19 points. Nice are in 3rd place. So believe me, this will be a very, very tough game. And I would not at all be surprised if we lose this one. I don't want to do, but it's Football Manager. Okay, no more faffing around, less waffling from the Gobby Gaffer. We're going to get into this Nice game. It is at home, so we should be doing the job. Can we do it? We'll see you in the dugout. Okay, 3 days and we're into a league game. Champions League hangover, anybody? Nice have been in the Champions League as well, so hopefully their team will be as tired as ours. I've had to change the whole back 4. Didn't need to change the wing backs, but I just thought for this game, maybe. My 2 centre-backs, however, were very, very tired. So we've got a completely, well, it's not a new back 4, but it's a changed back 4 from the Champions League. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me. We've got Restes in goal, back 4 of Mustafic, Gutierrez, Baidu and Alcalde, and then from there onwards it's as you were, De Leon, Marseille and Moran in midfield, De Silva and Juan playing as the shadow strikers, running past the false 9 that is Profundi. So just 3 minutes on the clock, we do get a highlight, it's Nice with the ball. Down this side. Can we get a tackle in? Yes, we can. Marseille now. I mean, dare I say, we are beginning to look a little bit like the team from early last season where we were snapping in, winning the ball, mounting counter-attacks, looking very, very slick. I don't really want to say that because you can probably guarantee that... Oh my word, I thought that was in the back of the net and Profundi misses that one. Profundi now with the resulting corner. Ball gets headed away. I kind of feel like we need that new 6'6" striker on the pitch when we're taking free kicks into the box and corners. But he is only 19, so he's not going to get many starts at the moment. Mustafic makes his way into the penalty area. And once again, another shot that doesn't hit the target. And we got away with it in the last game. We did miss 1 or 2 sitters, but ended up scoring 5 goals. Against Nice, I feel that we're not going to get away with that. And if we keep missing chances, it could come back to bite us. So only 6 minutes on the clock. An early change forced on me. Spurzian has had to come on for Moran. So not ideal, but Spurzian, a very experienced player, can definitely do that job for us. So I've just upped the mentality to attacking. I didn't need to do that against Apoel. We just played on a positive mentality and, well, we absolutely battered them. But Nice, a different kettle of fish altogether. A ball floated into the box. We do get the header out, but this time the ball's in the back of the net. Although the referee is having a look at this one. I didn't see whether the linesman had his flag up. this actually could get disallowed. But that would be a little bit cruel after missing a couple of chances at the other end. No, it's been given actually. It's been given. So we're 1-0 down against Nice. And well, when I tell you I'm not used to this, I'm sure you're not used to it either. We watched a lot of games in the French League last season and, you know, we basically just... We were devastating in the league, but this possibly could go in as well, and it has done. 32 minutes on the clock, and we're 2-0 down. And this is what my intro was all about. Things are not going particularly well this season at all. So Nice have come from absolutely nowhere and they're running riot now. 6 shots, 6 on target. Now Mustafic is injured, so Merlin is going to have to come on. And this game is slipping away from us very, very fast now. Well, we are angry at that. That is very, very poor. Okay, we are going to have to make some changes. I think Amior is going to come on up front. And we'll just switch these around a little bit. Pafundi can still play, although I don't even know whether to take Pafundi off actually, I'm not quite sure. We'll bring... Have we got Eze on the bench? We haven't got Eze on the bench. Why have we not got Eze on the bench? Who organised this bench? What have we got that we can do here? You know what? We're 2-0 down. Let's bring Svensson on and we'll make him a target forward. Let's see if we can get Amior some nick-ons. We just need to change him to a complete... In fact, we'll make him an advance forward. What else can we do here? This is disastrous. I'm not quite sure what I can do. Ibrahim on for De Silva, maybe. Okay. Okay, into the second half. Merlin, we do get a highlighter. We need to make the most of every single highlight now. Merlin into the box. And we have got the 6'6" striker on now. So any free kicks. So we've hit the frame of the goal. And then Alcalde decides to put it over the top. 8 shots, 2 on target. We have a better XG, believe it or not, than Nice. But things are not going well. Okay. We do seem to have switched on a little bit in this second half, but it may well be too late now. 1-0 down, I think we could have done. Against Nice, 2-0 down is going to be difficult. Ibrahim, and that is the poorest shot you're ever likely to see. I mean, that was a P-roller right into the goalkeeper's arms. Absolutely shocking. So it's all Marseille now. Alcalde to Marseille. Alcalde picks the ball up again, chips the ball over, and where's my 6'6" striker? That can only be inexperience. He should be losing his marker, finding that ball and nodding it in the back of the net. Come on, put some pressure on the goalkeeper. Get your head on that. Right, Amior picks the ball up. Svensson now. Svensson finds a ball to Ibrahim. He's going to clip that forward. Amior's in, should score. And he doesn't, and it goes down the side of the post. And well, we all know which way this game is going now, don't we? We've had the chances in the game to be winning the game, and it's just not going our way at all. Okay, 74 minutes, 15 minutes of the game left. A little change of formation. De Leon has moved forward. Spurtsin has moved forward. And, well, we're chucking the kitchen sink at it now. Although I do feel like if we had another 6 chances in the game, we wouldn't score them. So having had much the better of the game, XG of 1.36, 13 shots, only 4 on target though. Nice's ratio there, 8 shots, 7 on target. Well, that's the story of the game, isn't it? And we are going into the final whistle. And it's a 2-0 defeat against Nice. And that is pretty awful, let me tell you. Well, the players have had a real roasting in the dressing room. And with PSG, well, they're doing their usual, aren't they? They always have that later game. Must be very nice when you can see all of the results and you know exactly what you need to do. Must be very, very nice. That very nicely organised for PSG. So, yeah, we've played 8 games now, 15 points. Actually, PSG, with a win in their next game, could go 22 points. 7. I don't think I've ever been, well, Other than when I first joined the club, I don't think I've ever been 7 points behind PSG at any stage. And, well, looking at the league this season, this is a bit of a disaster. Well, very much like the last episode, I'm pinching myself a little bit as this episode comes to an end. We've lost another league game and possibly could be 7 points behind PSG. And the way PSG motor on, and we've seen that 7 points is going to be virtually impossible to catch up on. I am looking for other jobs, and you know that, I got knocked back for the Atletico Madrid and Chelsea jobs. I have improved star rating though. I'm a 3.5 star manager now. The problem is 3.5 star teams are not really my level now. If I took a job with a 3.5 star team, it would definitely be a backward step. So unless Chelsea get relegated and they think, you know what, let's give the Gobby Gaffer a chance and see if he can get them back into the... It's not going to happen though, is it really? Okay, I don't really know what more to say. I hope you've enjoyed that episode. I don't think I did. Champions League win was brilliant. In the league, we're doing absolutely awful. And I'm going to have to go away and do some head scratching. Maybe this is on me. Some of this maybe's on me. Maybe I brought too many wonder kids in and the team is just not got enough experience in there. Maybe that is a thing. I don't know. But like I say, head scratching time for the Gobby Gaffer. It won't be the first time, will it? We'll see you next time.